Hey guys, it's Alex from AlexNoTeQuiere. Damn, it's been a good fucking minute since I've recorded anything. I don't know how to feel. Yeah, my hair's a lot longer than what it was last time. But okay, so let's start with this video. Okay, so this video is basically gonna be me talking about a dream I had. I'm one of okay, so I'm a very um I don't want to say I am spiritually sensitive because I feel like there are a lot. I think everybody is, but I feel like there's people who like just choose to ignore some things, and there's some people who just flat out deny it, and then there's some people who are much more sensitive than I am. I'm not gonna claim all this and this and that, whatever. But as you guys do know, I don't know if I talked about it in my last video, but I do dabble in like brujeria and stuff. And for those of you that don't know, brujeria is witchcraft, but it's a lot different from witchcraft. Like basic principles, magic, witches, all that type of shit, but it has a complete different meaning to a lot of people. Oh my god, oh my god. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I have this little thing. I'm not gonna say like I act like I'm a flat out witch. I say that I'm a brujequis. I have my crystals, as you can tell, crystals with salt and all that type of stuff. I have my candles, I have my plants, I have all that type of shit. It's just kind of whatever. I'm not over here performing curses. Mine are just basically just like herbal stuff, little singing, whatever, kind of making like little prayers or whatever. But yeah, so let's start with this dream. This is a dream that really bothered me. It really did. Like, I don't want to like jump ahead, but I'm just gonna say this. So, basically, what happened was, sorry if I'm a bit camera shy. I know I keep interrupting. Oh, I can't cut this out because I don't know how to cut it out, like cut videos and stuff. So I'm so not good with that. So I'm not gonna have an intro. I'm not gonna have any like, basically noise. Probably gonna hear my fan, but that's basically it. What is it? Sorry, I'm just so nervous. It's just so different talking on here than on my phone, because I feel like here it's like a bit more like it is my phone, but I feel like on Snapchat I mean, because it's a bit more like personal with Snapchat. I can move my camera around and all that shit, but obviously I can't do that on YouTube, because if I try doing that, people are gonna be like, bitch, can you like get a phone stand? Can you like stop moving so much? But yeah, sorry if I keep looking at myself more than the actual cameras, because like you can say I'm conceited or whatever. I'm just like always staring at myself, so I'm just like used to it. But anyways, let's get on with the story. It's basically wasted 3 minutes and 25 seconds. So I'll tell you this. In my dream, it was basically a perfect. Sorry. I don't know if I'm hearing somebody walking around in my apartment, but I heard somebody moving. Like, you know when you hear the carpet, like, being stepped on? I heard that, and I was like, is my mom gonna come interrupt me? And I was like, okay, I'm more scared of that than it being something or someone. Oh, okay, sorry. Anyways, going back to the story. So basically, I was in my room. Okay, in this dream, while some people say that whenever they have their dreams, it's like their house and it's like different slightly, whatever. And this one, it starts out with my house exactly the way it is. So, I get out of my room, walk down the hallway, go into like the kitchen area, and I see my mom there, and I see my brother and my sister. So I go to my mom, we were talking, and then suddenly we got into like this little argument. But I guess like my dream like skipped over that, and it was just like probably like a second, and then we kind of like, I guess we were skipped to the non, like the finished product of the argument. So anyways, so imagine here is the kitchen, and then right across from that is the dining room, and then right across from that is like the door, the front door. So the thing is that my family, they have that. My mom, she does not like the smell of food to stay in the house whenever she's done cooking. So whenever she's cooking, she'll leave like the front door open in order for it to air out, and also like the patio door open. So it's like whatever. It's like something we're used to. I always tell her, I'm like, don't leave the door open, like the front door open, like leave the patio open, because you never know. People could just walk in and just like, like it's crazy. Like I call me paranoid or whatever, but someone could just legit walk into your house like nothing, and you can't do anything. It's just like, there you go. There's a random stranger in your house now. What are you gonna do? And so I've always told them that. And so basically in the dream, I was done talking to my mom. I sat down at the dining room table, and out of nowhere, I guess we were waiting for my mom's boyfriend to get home. So he gets home, and so everybody's greeting him, whatever. And I was like, oh hey, what's up? And then what happened was that he left the door open, and I was just like, is nobody gonna close the door? Because I always tell them, like, close the door, and they didn't. And so I was just kind of like staring at it, like I always do that, like even whenever like in real life, I'm just staring at the door, like it makes me so uncomfortable. I don't like open doors, especially if I don't know what's on the other side. Like you never know what could happen. And so I'm looking at the door, and I have this feeling, and it's like weird. And so out of nowhere, from the angle that I'm in, like okay, imagine this. I am basically where that mirror is, and the front door from where I am is directly next to me. Imagine that. Imagine you're just back there, and from an angle, you see somebody walk. Then they come into your home. Legit takes 3 like pretty regular sized steps into your home, kind of like in my direction. And we all like, it was a shocker. Like I legit was shocked. I was like, what the fuck? Somebody legit walked into the house. Like, what are we gonna do? And so everybody just looks at them. It's like that look you give somebody whenever you're thinking you're in privacy, but then like somebody invades that privacy. It's just like you're all like, the fuck? And then I'm over here most pissed off out of everybody, because I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, why are you in the house? I'm like, who are you? So basically, it was this old lady. She walked into the house. She took 3 steps, and I was like, disculpa, pero ¿por qué estás acá adentro? Salte de la casa. I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm like, excuse me, can you please get the hell out of our house? Like, leave. Like, who are you? And then nobody said anything, and then she just like looked at me, and then she like turns around and like starts walking out. But as she's walking out, she like drops a piece of paper. So me, I'm over here like mad as. I'm sorry. I legit like this whole ear just started ringing hard. I feel so uncomfortable right now. Like I really do, like I really don't feel comfortable right now. But yeah, I'll just continue. That was really creepy. Like the second I leaned back, I just had like, and like in those movies and the video games, whenever there's like those flash bombs that go off, and then like they're just here ringing. Like it was just that in my ear right here, and it was just so fucking creepy because I've never had it that strong before. And see, I've only spoken about that dream out loud. This is my 3rd time. First time, I recorded it, and second time, I just told it to my mom like a few minutes ago and whatever, and then like right now, and I am really not comfortable. I feel like something is like kind of being like, don't talk about this, but whatever. Talk about it. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, the old lady, basically what she did is that she dropped a piece of paper, and I was mad. I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, disculpa. I was like, excuse me. I was like, ¿tú quién eres para hacer esto? And like That means like, who are you to like be dropping stuff in my house? Like I legit thought she littered, like as a sign of disrespect for us telling her to leave our home. She was gonna litter, and so I legit like had taken 2 steps outside of the house, and see, outside of the house, there's a hallway. We're on the 2nd floor because I live in an apartment, and so you go up, then there's the apartment here, then you keep walking, and there's an apartment across from there. Then this one, which is ours, and then there's the one in front of him. And then she basically went inside, went back out, and then right there's staircase to go back down. And so, sorry, I'm gonna be talking as I like plug in my phone. She legit had taken 2 steps outside of the door to go down the stairs. So I'm just like, bitch, did you really just fucking walk up here, go to our fucking house, and then just leave? It's just like, what the fuck? So she takes 2 steps out, and that's whenever I realized that she had people with her. It was like a group of women, like either being her daughters, her nieces, her granddaughters, and all that stuff. And they were just there, and there's like 5 little kids with them, like I think 3 girls and maybe like 1 little boy or something, or 4 girls and 1 boy. And so they're just there, and so I stopped her like right as she had just taken 1 step down the stairs. I'm like, I'm sorry, you really need it, like, esto es tuyo, like this is yours and you need to take it. Like, I don't know why you think it's okay for you to just be going inside my home and then to drop something like that. And whenever I was telling this to the old lady, one of the women like turns and stops and look at me, and she's like, oh no te preocupes, like no haces eso porque ya menos se va a morir. That means like, oh no don't do that, like she's about to die. Like, and I'm like, and the fuck, just because old ass fucking Susanna is like over here about to die does not mean that she can go into people's houses and just like fucking like scare them like that or drop shit. And so I'm just like, if you know what the fuck is going on with Susanna, why are you gonna like just let her be doing that shit? You're obviously with her, you know what she's about to do, because I'm pretty sure you could tell that she's turned into some home that is not hers. And I just ignore the lady, and then I start talking to the old lady again. I'm just like, here, you need to take this. And so as I'm handing it over to her, that is whenever I look down at it, and it was like a piece of paper that was like kind of folded like in 4s or in a half or whatever. It was just folded, and I see it's a picture, and I see it's a picture of the old woman, and I don't know why. I don't have no idea why, but it just like clicked in my fucking head. I'm like, this bitch is doing brujeria on my family. I know a lot of people are like, oh, like if people who are aware of brujeria, and it's like, there's no correlation with that. Like, how is it connected? I'm like, first of all, she went inside my home, uninvited. She dropped something, a piece of her, in my home. I feel like that was enough. Whether the bitch threw fucking herbs or the bitch did all this type of shit, her just physically being inside my home and dropping something that is of hers in my home, I see that as a sign of that, because she could have done a little prayer or whatever the fuck before she dropped it in my home. She could have said some words as she was leaving, something with her breath, whatever. She could have drawn like a sigil or whatever. You don't know. So I took that as a fucking threat. I really did. And when I gave it to her, I was like, here, you need to take it, and that's it. Like, stop. And then she just like started smiling at me like a sweet old lady smile. And then like everybody around her, all the women, looked at me, and then they all started smiling too, but like a small, like simple, like you know, like a little, like a cute smile. But in that moment, I just felt so threatened. Like, you know, whenever, for example, imagine whenever you're like about to walk outside of imagine you just turn off the lights, and you know, whenever you're about to hop into your bed and stuff, you don't want to have anything like grab you by your feet in the darkness, or you walking outside of a dark room. Like, you just feel something's about to get you, don't you? That is what I felt. But I just felt so intimidating. And it's just like, I did not feel like these were women. These were not women. These were like, it was these things that were hidden inside these bodies, trying to be like deceiving and like trying to act like they're humans when they're not. And that's whenever the old lady started. After I realized that, I just felt so threatened. I was like, oh my god. And that's when the old lady started offering me something else. And she was like giving me this old coin, like an old silver dollar looking coin, but it wasn't a silver dollar. It was just silver. But you know, like, I just had that connection in my head. Like, it looked like that. But on the bottom, it had writing. It said Oaxaqueña. And for those of you who don't know, so Oaxaca is a state in Mexico, like in a kind of like southern area, I think. And when you call someone, if someone's from there, it's Oaxaqueño or Oaxaqueña. Oaxaqueña is just like the female way of saying it. And so I'm just like, okay, why Oaxaca? And it was strange, and it was like, it was kind of broken. It wasn't like fully intact, and she was trying to give it to me. And I was just like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna accept that. I cannot accept, like please just leave me alone and just let me, like, leave my family alone. Don't, like, stop trying to do anything to them. And so the women are still around me trying to smile, and like this old lady is still trying to offer it to me. I'm just like, I do not want it. Please just stop, just leave. Like, you're not welcome here. And then that's whenever basically somehow, oh, just talking about this just gives me chills. She had got into the bottom of the staircase without me knowing, really. I guess I was slowly inching down with her because I was halfway down the staircase. So basically, while all that was happening, she was kind of distracting me and luring me away from my home. And when she's like put one foot on the ground, like ground level, she like really, like, her whole demeanor changed. It was now not an old lady. Like, this thing basically, like, I don't know if you guys have seen the commercial where it's basically the tag you're it or something, like the truth or dare one. It's like something that's like truth or dare, and then like their faces are like with a smile all the way over here, and it's like demonic looking. It was basically like that. Like, she just, like, I guess there was something about it. I guess maybe she finally caught on that I knew what she was, or what it was, and it was just like, fucking love that. It just like got a kick out of the fact that I was scared and that I was like terrified at that point. It was just feeding off that energy, and it was just like, it like didn't give a fuck anymore. It just like fully like let a little bit of itself be shown, and it was a smile that was so gross, and it was like all the way basically up here to like grinning from ear to ear, and then like its eyes were just fucking horrifying, and it was just like, take it. Like, it legit was like, take it, I know you want it. And then I was just like, no. I looked at it, and I was just like, I'm sorry, but like, I didn't even say sorry. I'm just like, I'm not taking it. And then I was just like, I did like that, like some, like, every Catholic knows. And then that's when I started praying. And for me, like, my brujeria, what I do is that if I sing, I kind of feel like if I talk in Spanish or sing or whatever, it kind of, I have, like, you have that feeling to it. Like, I feel like the words that I use in the moment with the intent behind them have power. And so I was just like praying, and I was just like, no, like, esta cosa, like, this thing is not gonna be able to get near me. I ward off any spirits or evil energy that is near me. Everything is not going to get near my family or I am cleansing it. I am dispelling it from this place. I am just not letting it get to me. I'm just saying, no, it's not welcome here, and it's leave, and that's it. And that, as I was saying that, I was walking back, and I basically ran back into my home. And that's whenever I told my mom. I was like, oh my god. I closed the door, and I locked it, and I turned to my mom. And so everybody's like at the dinner table just like eating, and I told my mom, I was like, oh my god, mom, like, that, you know how like that woman came into the house and stuff, like, it was because like she does, like, I think she was trying to do like a brujeria on us. I think she was trying to put like a maldición, like a curse on us. Like, you know how she dropped that piece of paper, and I told her everything that happened, and she got serious. She was like, wow. She's like, really? Like, are you sure? Like, and I was like, yeah. And then my brother and sister also got serious, and the only one who was serious was my mom's boyfriend, because he's like, he doesn't really believe in that stuff, but he was just like, whatever. But he was listening to me. And so imagine you are the door right now. So this is you. And so I tell them the story, and then I turn back. And when I turn back, the door is now, it's, okay. So as you know, like a one-way mirror, you know how like it's a mirror this way, and then it's like a window into the other side, so you could see from this side, but they can't see you. So imagine that is now the door. The door is now like a big rectangle, a big chunk of it. It looks like there's nothing there. It's like as if it was glass or whatever. It was like, it does not exist at all. It's like I could easily look into the other side. But I knew from their point of view, all they saw was just the people. So while they saw people, I saw a giant thing, like a big space of missing. So I was safe in a way. I could clearly see them and all that type of stuff. And basically, what really disturbed me about this part is that it was kind of like 3 of them took turns, kind of like sizing me up. Like I felt like that's what they were doing. Like they would, like I would be right in the middle of the door, and they adjusted themselves in order to be directly in front of me. And it was like, it was weird though, because it was like as if they walked up to it and they didn't know where I was, and then suddenly they would like lock eyes with me, and then that's when they would like adjust themselves, and they would kind of like you know, like kind of smirk, and they'd just be like glaring at me in a way, and then just they're just like being smug, and the fact that they know they can see me, and they're just like position themselves right in front of me, and then they'll walk away, and then somebody else would do that, and I would like be moving behind the door in order for them not, like to test to see if they actually could do this, and they were, and it was just disgusting. Like it was just so uncomfortable. Like it was nasty. And then so whenever that happened, there's this wall right here, and then it basically ends. And but now it was like a giant window, and it was like a convenience store, you know, when they have like the bars over the window or whatever, and then it was just like that. But obviously they couldn't come in because of that. And then when I turned back towards my family, now it's my dad who's there with my mom and my siblings, with my siblings from my dad's side. And then so I'm just like, I tell my dad what happened, and I opened the door. But I guess now, since I opened the door and I already knew what they were, they couldn't come inside. I guess because I was prepared and I wasn't letting them come inside. I was like still praying, and I was just like singing or whatever, and I was just like, y'all can't come in, like you, all this energy, all that type of stuff, like y'all cannot come in, like you're not welcome here. And no matter what, they couldn't come, like they could not pass that barrier, like the doorway. And then that's whenever my dad, just being my dad, like he walks out there to talk to them, be like, what the fuck are you doing? And that's whenever I kind of see him like freeze up, like as if, I don't know, like something got inside of him. And then he kind of walks down this path, because now it's no longer a hallway, it changed into a different scenery. And now he walks down this this little path, and then he kind of turns to a right, but he's still in my field of vision. But now I can't see him I can't see his, like, basically to his chest down, but I see that he's turned, like, towards the west side. So I can see only this half of his face. And then I kind of see him, like, make a face, like, in pain. And then that's whenever I noticed there was, like, a chain. Like, apparently what they had done is that they had chained a chain around his, like, ball and, like, basically his groin area. And then somebody had gotten into a truck and drove. And so while you would think like he was just gonna be thrown, no, he was still like in the stiff position, but he was just being dragged along by his groin. And it just like fucking disturbed me, like it really did. Like I know like it just kind of sounds funny and all that, but like it was just crazy. And so as I was telling my mom this story, she was just like, well, do you know that this is a dream? And I'm like, yes, like, while I know it's a dream, it's still realistic to me. Like in the back of my head, I know this is a dream, but I know that it still feels very real to me, as it is at that point real to me. And she was just like, well, why don't you just wake up? And I'm just like, well, I don't feel intimidated that well. Like while I am scared for everything that is happening, I know at the end of the day, what I am doing, the little prayers, a lot of that type of shit, they can't come inside my home. So I'm like kind of safe in a way, you know? And plus I know that it's a dream, so I'm safe in that way too. So I know I'm good. But it was just like, I was letting it play out to see where was this was going in a way. And I know a lot of people are like, that's kind of weird. Like, why would you, like, especially such a weird dream as that? Like, I don't know. But anyway, so as I was turning the third time, bitch, is it the third time? Yes. Yeah, because first I turned to talk to family, that's when the door changed. Turned back again, that's when my dad came. Then the third time is after my dad. Third time I started like turning around, that's whenever I heard a voice. It wasn't like really malicious or anything, it was just saying, it was like, they're not, basically what it said was like, they're not gonna leave until they're done with this street. and it was just a voice, and I was just like, what? I was like, what do you mean? And then it didn't respond to me. But whenever I turn back into my family, the only person I see is my younger brother. And I was just like, for sake of this, I would just like say Jay. I was like, Jay, I was like, why are you, like, where's everybody? What happened to them? He's like, oh, I don't know. And then at that point, that's whenever I see in the door, and the door had now changed from a solid wooden door with that, you know, like that weird area that looked like a fucking glass or whatever, to now it was like those doors like convenience stores, like let's say a Dollar General, where it's glass but it has those bars over it, so you know you're still good. And so I look at it and that I see the boy who's with the women was there, and then he was like kind of like banging on the door, and he was just like and trying to pull at it, and he was like, please, like let me in, like I don't feel safe out here, like por favor ayúdame, like please help me and all that type of stuff. So and then I it's just whenever I had legit woken up from the dream, I still could hear him screaming, and it was just so uncomfortable. And I just turned towards my brother, and I was just like, Jay, I was just like, whatever happens, I do not want you to open that door. I don't care what it is. I don't care at all. Like, if you see Papi, don't open it. If you see your mom, don't open it. If you see me, don't open it. Don't. If anybody that you know or you don't know is there, even if they're asking for help, do not open it at all, because that is not them. That is something that I don't know what it is, but it's trying to come inside and it's trying to get us. And he was just like, oh, okay. And so I turned around like fully to my back to the door, and we started walking towards the back. Now it's no longer my apartment, as you can tell. It was slowly changing over time with each turn I made. Now it was kind of like a store in a way. Like you know when you go to like a mall and you go into like those like stores like Macy's or Nordstrom or whatever. You know how you have the front entrance, the entrance from which you came from outside, and then there's like the main entrance to go into that store from the mall. You know. So it was like a big opening, whatever. So that was in the very back, and you could see it was like kind of dark, and you couldn't really see that much into it. But you knew it was kind of like a mall, and you could kind of see like there was like, I guess people were there, kind of just going about their day kind of normally, but it was like a bit darker than usual. And so I kind of just started walking with him, and that's whenever I was also telling him at the same time, I was like, don't open the door at all, like no matter who is there. And then that's whenever like I don't know why, but I just like had this feeling like this. I had this feeling of like as if I was just splashed with cold water. Like it was so strange. Like you know when you legit just go under like the, like imagine you're like in the shower and you just turn on the water and it's cold as fuck. You know that feeling you get, like your breath gets stuck in your chest, and you're like, and then you just like, wow, like that's what I felt, and I was just like, okay, I'm in a dream. But suddenly, like, when I felt that, everything just felt so much more real. Like, I legit felt like I was in real life. Like, while before it felt like it was real, now it was like, I'm in this. Like, it was like, basically, like, those moments, like, it's like, I'm in this bitch. Like, oh my god. And then I look at him, and he looks at me, and then I wake up. And when I tell you I woke up, I just woke up, and exactly at 7:45, like, it was crazy. It took me 5 minutes to get ready. Because we're supposed, like, my schedule, latest I'm supposed to leave is 7:45. So I have, like, a 5-minute, whatever, to, like, kind of get to my car and start driving to go to school. And so I legit got ready in 5 minutes, started driving. And once I started driving, I don't know, 5 minutes into it, like, I just called my mom, but she didn't answer me. I was gonna tell her, I was like, Mom, like, please, like, we cannot have this door open anymore. Like, I feel uncomfortable. I was gonna tell her my dream, but she didn't answer. Went straight to voicemail because I guess she was already at her job. And so I started recording it on my phone. And then I feel so bad for my sister. I honestly do, because I legit, like, imagine this: your brother wakes up, gets ready in 5 fucking minutes. I managed to brush my teeth, get clothes on, get socks, and put my shoes on, and grab my backpack and all that, and left the house. And it was crazy. Like I was like, wow, how did I do that? And then like once I got in the car, I usually always put music on, but I didn't even put music. I wasn't even quiet. I wasn't even joking with her. I legit just started driving, and I called my mom. Then I recorded the dream, and then I just didn't say anything after that. I just got to school, and that was it. But it just really, that dream was just fucking, it fucked with me, it really did, like, that was wild. And I know, it was just weird, and so, I told my mom, and she was just like, yeah, there's like a lot of symbolism in there, this and that. And then like my mom also got mad at me because she knows I practice those type of stuff, and she's like, you shouldn't be doing that, like, it's whatever. But I will tell you some other stories that happened with me concerning that. I understand that this is a pretty long fucking video, 30 minutes, that is really long, but I guess if you like what I talk about, I don't know, it's kind of funny, but I'll probably learn how to tell stories better because I put too much detail in it, and maybe that's the reason why it takes forever. Well, it was funny though because it legit took me 8 minutes to tell the story, but I guess now it took me forever. But yeah, but I went back and tried to look up some things. For example, I looked up silver coin. What is the meaning of it? Sometimes it can mean like, fuck, I really can't remember. But basically, dreams like that where something is offering you something, especially if it's as evil as that, it's not a good sign. It's really not. So I just kind of steered clear of that, and I'm so happy I didn't accept anything from it. It was just bothering me. But yeah, the whole entire earring thing right now, oh my god, like I just feel, when I talk about stuff like this, I do get scared, and I just like, you know, you just kind of get, you have that feeling, you just have that feeling that you shouldn't talk about it, but I don't know, I felt like I had to. But anyways, I guess I wasted 31 minutes of my time recording this video when I should be doing homework. But maybe you guys might like this video, maybe you might not, but yeah. This is me, Alex from AlexNoTeQuiere. So if you like these story times, or you like these weird, scary stories, I guess, watch. I don't know. I mean, if you want to, you could subscribe. If you don't, it's whatever. Put a like. I don't know. That's basically it. Anyways, bye guys. Have a good night, or well, it's nighttime for me. Hopefully y'all didn't watch this at night, so y'all won't get creeped out or whatever. But you know, hope you guys have a good day, night, whatever. Be careful with this type of shit. Know that the stuff you meddle in could affect you, and sometimes dreams, although they are dreams, should be kind of used in a way to like warn you of stuff in the future. Anyways, okay, this is a goodbye for me, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.